Singer and rapper Tory Lanez, real name Daystar Peterson, is about a month away of learning his sentence after being found guilty of the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, real name Megan Ruth Pete. After a 9-day trial, the California jury convicted the Canadian musician of a 2020 incident. Lanez, who's was convicted of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded, unregistered handgun in a vehicle, and discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. Lanez will be sentenced on January 27, 2023. The conviction carries up to 22 years and 8 months in prison. Joining us to discuss this is friend, celebrity blogger, Freddie-O from Freddie-O.com. Fred, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing great. So as you know, because I've known you 20 years, I have no idea who any of these people are. I have no idea what's going on in this case. I've never heard of any of these things. I'm trying to figure out why, if your birth name is Daystar, which is a great rap name, why you changed that to Tory. That is what I'm trying to figure out. If my name was Daystar, Daystar would be my rap name. I wouldn't change it to Tory. But explain to people like me what the hell's going on in this case.
Well, basically, Rob, first off, I have to say Tory probably is an easier name. So, of course, you're going to go with what's easier. So this case had a lot of people shook all over the internet. We really thought that basically Meg had made everything up. And, we thought, a few of us thought that it was all a lie, in which it really wasn't. And we soon, I guess at the end of this trial, we found out that Meg wasn't lying at all. And in fact, she not only did she tell the truth, but, we found out more. Well, I'll say Meg really messed up in the beginning, Rob, basically because she lied in the beginning, which kind of threw everybody off. And we thought that, these lies, or we really in our minds thought that Meg was lying, but she wasn't.
And so just for the people who are unfamiliar, so Meg Thee Stallion, so Megan Ruth Pete, I'm probably gonna call her Miss Pete, was with Tory Lanez, Mr. Peterson.
Well, we don't know that. We know that they were having relations.
Okay, so they were in some sort of relationship with each other that of varying standards, and that these two individuals, there was a confrontation involving other people. Can you kind of talk about what the kind of initiating incident was that led to this?
Well, the issue was liquor. When you're having a lot of liquor and a lot of libation, and you're at a pool party hosted by Kylie Jenner, things get kind of shaky. And I was told that the two had over like 3, maybe 6 whole bottles of liquor. Now, I think anybody who drinks an entire bottle of liquor is going to be a little off. And so I'm quite sure that's why when she originally testified, she couldn't really tell the truth. I will say that was the reason. But from what I'm hearing, Mr. Lanez basically did a lot of trying to pay people off, which is why we got so many different lies. We didn't really know what the truth was, but the court system found that out.
And so you mentioned, so when the case was initially reported, there were various stories as to what happened. Of course, there's the video of Miss Pete, and you can see her foot bleeding. There were some reports that she had stepped on glass, some reports that she had been shot in the foot. With so many different stories circulating, what do you think it was that convinced the jury to convict Mr. Lanez on all charges?
I'll tell you what it was. It was, first off, they had 3 police officers who gave completely incorrect statements. And not only were those statements like not able to, because what they looked up the gun, they didn't have the correct gun information. They tried to put people who said that they saw a woman with a gun, but they really didn't see a woman with a gun, and that was because, from what we're being told, somebody allegedly paid off. So now nobody can really, we're not going to find out the truth, but a lot of the loss came from Meg had a best friend who we found out was originally sleeping with Tory, but Meg went behind her best friend's back and started trying to sleep with her. I guess that's why Meg really didn't want the facts to hit the internet. But once it did, it got really messy.
Now, with that, Why do you think the internet was so quick to claim that Miss Pete, Meg Thee Stallion, was lying? It really set off almost a culture war on the internet, with the one side saying, well, believe women, and then, of course, you had the hoteps of the internet kind of carrying the flag of Tory Lanez, claiming this was proof of women lying on men and making accusations. Why do you think that descended so quickly into a culture war?
I think a lot of the issue that we're having right now is more so a man-woman thing, because I have to say I was kind of guilty of it. I automatically say, oh, she's lying. But, in actuality, she wasn't lying. She told us what it was from the beginning. A lot of people refuse to believe that. And again, it kind of reflects on us, the man-woman society. Like, if you ask a woman over a man, majority of the time, we're going to go with the man. So to me, I think that's partly why. Plus the fact that people accuse Meg of lying a lot. Like, it's not something that, she said she wasn't dating him, and then we find out that she was dating him. She said she wasn't, having sex with him, but then we find out that they were, in fact, actually having sex. So when you consistently lie to people and tell us different things, who knows what to believe. So I feel like that really played a big part. But in the end, her friend Kelsey and her having to retract all these statements, because in the beginning, when the police first checked everything out, if you see in that video where Meg is stumbling across the street after being shot 4 times, Rob, she got shot 4 times, or 4 bullet fragments went into her foot. That girl on the ground that looked like she's kind of twerking, that's Kelsey. And basically, Kelsey gave the police a statement in the beginning. And not only did she say everything that Meg later testified and said, but when she got on the stand, Kelsey got up there lying, which really messed up Tory Lanez by her lying. And then allegedly they saying Tory gave her a little check for that. So...
Well, going forward, I think that this sets a precedent where hopefully we can start believing women from the beginning. But why? What do you think needs to happen? This kind of a broader overall policy question, so that we can actually start believing women from the beginning. We saw similar things with R. Kelly, similar things with Bill Cosby. That often women just simply aren't believed when they make a complaint, particularly against, as you said, a wealthy or powerful or well-connected man who has the ability to, quote unquote, pay people off for their testimony. How can we start bringing more justice to women who are abused?
You know what? I would want to say in my mind, there's an answer, but I really think it's dependent upon how you're raised. It's more of a value of the way you're raised. If you're raised by a woman, you're probably more likely, to listen to a woman. But depending on, your masculine traits, because I think that's really what it kind of plays. I hate to say it like that, but that's really what it's playing down to me. It's not really...
I think we definitely saw a strong dose of toxic masculinity on the internet when it came to this question. And the parents of Tory Lanez are still blaming everybody except for their son for what happened. But at the end of the day, even if you don't get a conviction, or if you disagree on the question of the aggravated assault, he still had a semi-automatic weapon in a car in California, which is already a felony. So you're going to be convicted of something. The only question is a question of extent. Thank you so much, Fred Andersen. FreddyO.com for all your celebrity blogging and gossip needs. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Checks and money orders go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.